So I'm gonna start my morning off by going to the donut shop. YOLO. I am out of breath just walking to the donut shop. Bam! I got my favorite, a chocolate long bar, and 12 donut holes. I just feel, what can I say, I'm worth it. I feel sick. Oh, why do I always do this to myself? I only ate 2 donut holes out of the 12, so that's pretty good. And I had the long bar, so proof. I still have like 10 left. I don't even know. So look at those. Oh, dear God, donuts are my weakness. I try not to eat them that often. Last time I had donuts actually was probably a few weeks ago, which is pretty good. I don't get them that often. Even though the donut shop is about a 2-minute walk from my apartment, it's literally right across the street because we live like right next to everything now. So it's quite tempting most of the times, but you know, I try not to, you know, you gotta stay looking like this figure. Alrighty, so I said yesterday in my last vlog that I would talk about my infamous first job experience. So there's kind of a backstory to it. I don't even want to make this like a huge big deal or a long video, but basically it's not even really considered a job. I kind of thought of it as a job because it was 8 to 9 hours a day, so I don't know, it sounds like a job to me. But technically, like I've told you guys before, it was called an externship, which is basically like where you're working but you're not getting paid. So unfortunately, I wasn't getting paid those few weeks that I was working up until the point where I quit. And so you guys know I took in high school, my senior year, I took a medical assistant class, so basically where I would only be at high school for like a couple hours, just take a couple hours of classes at my high school, and then I would leave school, which was really nice, and then I went to a different location to take my medical assistant class. And now if you guys have been watching my vlogs for a while, I used to vlog all the time right after school, you know, driving to my medical class. So if you guys have been subscribed to this vlog channel for a while, you probably know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it came time to do my externship hours, which is basically like sort of working at a doctor's office because I took the medical assistant class. And the reason why I took the class was actually not because I wanted to be a medical assistant, or I didn't even really have a huge interest in being in the medical field, but it was to leave school early because I was like, screw this, it's my senior year, I don't want to be at school for 8 hours. So I just thought, hey, I have the credits, I have I took enough classes where I could do that. So luckily I was able to do that. And so anyways, yeah, the actual externship, my hours were I was supposed to do 160 hours of externing. I did about 50. So at the place I worked at, up until I quit, I did about like 1/3 or so of my hours, which is good to get that done. But like I told you, currently right now I'm looking for another place to extern to finish up my hours so I can get my certificate. So that's basically the point of externing, is that I took the medical class for like 9 months, and now I'm externing, which is like on the site, on the job experience for 160 hours. And once that's done, I can finally get my certificate of completion and I can be certified medical. So the place I went to, it was a really small doctor's office, and it was just, there's not even much to say about it. It was horrible management as far as the lady who was managing, the manager of the offices. She had 3 locations, and so for about up into, actually I worked at one location which was like, I don't even know how to describe it. It just was awful. Like, as far as a doctor's office is definitely something that I could like report to the state or something, because it was that bad as far as the way she ran the office, and like file like patient folders. You guys know, in doctor's office, you know, they have to keep records of patients. So they didn't have it electronically, so they had it all in paper form, so that's what I was in charge of. I was in charge of like everything. Front office work, which is basically like answering calls, making appointments, so much stuff. Billing and coding, I did some of that, which was really complicated. And then also back office stuff, which was like assisting the doctor, doing weight, height, and, you know, blood pressure and temperature and all that stuff. So basically that was just awful. It wasn't that great. I wasn't used to working 9 hours a day, so they worked me a lot. Lady that managed the place would come in for like a few hours out of the day and straight up yell. Like, she made a point to yell at everyone, including me, and I was just like, I was over it at that point. The first day I came in and she yelled at me, I was like, I'm done with this. But I stuck it out for a few weeks, and then my very last day before I quit, she moved me into a different location, which the place I worked at originally before that was not the best area, but she moved me into another location, even in the worst part of, like, a really bad area of the town I worked, the city I worked in, whatever. And yeah, it was just awful as far as the cleanliness of the doctor's office, you guys. Not even kidding, no exaggeration here. Cockroaches all over the doctor's office, and it was like horrendous. It was the most nastiest thing ever, and I'm like kicking myself. I think I should, I don't know, I don't know how to report something like that. Like, they need to be out of business, basically. So that's really it. It was just really unprofessional, and the lady should not be managing those offices, those doctors' offices. And luckily I got pulled out of there. My instructor pulled me out, and, well, she pulled me out / I quit, and I said, I'm done. I will find another place to work at. I'm not working here. And I've been talking to her, my instructor, and she's gonna set me up somewhere else, which is good. And the place is a lot better. It's like a emergency room sort of thing, but not an emergency room. It's sort of like an urgent care, like in between a doctor's office and emergency room. I think that's probably where I'll be working to hopefully finish up my, I think I have like 105 hours left or something, so I'm excited to start fresh somewhere else. And I hope and pray to Jesus that is not as bad as my first place. So that was my horrendous, cockroach-filled, yelling-filled experience at my first place, my first doctor's office, first job. It's like an externship. I kind of look at it as a job, even though I'm not getting paid for it, but it was still awful. So I recommend, if you guys want to get into the medical field, beware, because there are probably going to be a lot of, I don't know, just things you're gonna have to deal with. I like got a huge wake-up call, but I also learned something from it too, which is good. Like, I learned a lot about the medical field working there. I did a lot of hands-on stuff, obviously, and I don't know, it was a good life experience. Even though it was a horrible experience, it was like a good life experience. So that was the story. It didn't even sound that, now that I'm telling it, it does not even sound that bad, but if you guys were in my position, saw what I went through, it would be pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully that wasn't too long. But anyways, yeah, I'm getting hungry, and I think my mom's coming home soon. And we'll probably make a sandwich. And actually yesterday we went on, I think I told you guys, I don't know if I did, but we went on an amazing bike ride, and it was super nice. So yeah, we'll probably do that again today. We'll go on like a really long bike ride, because I'm trying to somewhat get in shape, because I really want to just like tone up. I feel like I don't know. I'm trying to fix that, and it probably doesn't help that I just went to the donut shop this morning, but ugh, I don't care. I needed that. I needed that, okay? I think I'm gonna do a grocery store haul. What? The Oreos. Actually, I don't know where the chips went. I got my favorite chip from Doritos, the spicy sweet chili. And then this is another one of my faves, Blazing Buffalo Ranch. They're super spicy, but they're so good. And then, because I like groceries. And then I'm trying out this Greek yogurt, because I've heard that Greek yogurt's really good. So I tried out these little glycerin Greek yogurts in peach and raspberry. I've kind of heard that it almost tastes like an ice cream or something. So Oh, and then also we went for a walk today, or a bike ride, and look at these lemons. We found lemons on the ground, and they look pretty good. Some more meats because we like making sandwiches, so we got just some more lunch meats. And then also a bunch of fruit and raspberries in there. Oh my gosh, a cat just had her kittens right outside my window on my apartment, and I want to go look for them. I think she hid them like in one of those bushes out there right outside my apartment window, and I always have my window open, so all I hear is meow, 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 like little kitten chirps, and I want to go snatch them. I've been actually looking into seriously getting a pet, especially a cat, because I've grown up with cats, fishes, and hamsters. That's all I've had. I've actually never had a dog because my dad did not want a dog. He didn't really care for pets that much, but luckily I've had a few cats and 2 hamsters and like 3 fish. But now that it's just me and my mom, and this apartment takes pets, I'm really thinking about getting one, and my mom doesn't want one right now. She loves pets, and she like grew up with a lot of pets, but she said we just moved in 2 weeks ago and she's trying to get settled, and actually you guys are going to be like, what? We may not be here very long, much longer. May or may not. It's up in the air right now. I'm crossing my fingers that we are. It would definitely be a big move, a much bigger move, because it would be a completely different not state, we'd still stay in California, different area. But anyways, since we are here and it's just me and my mom, I really want one, and so I've actually been secretly, without telling my mom, looking on the SPCA, our local SPCA website, to adopt a pet, which I'm really excited because I don't have the money to go to like a breeder and get a specific cat or specific dog I want. It would probably be a cat, most likely, because honestly I don't have the time really, or just the time to devote to a dog. I don't think, like with me working soon and I'm 18, you know, like I have a very busy lifestyle. I'm coming and going a lot. I really don't think that would just take up a lot of my time, and I'm not sure if I'm able to commit to that. So I think a cat would be a lot easier. I know a cat would be a lot easier because I grew up with taking care of cats, and they're a lot more independent. They don't really depend on you know, being around 24/7. You can come and go and stuff, and then when you are around, it's really nice to have a cat. So I'm really looking into getting a cat. Preferably probably not a kitten, because like I said, I just don't think I am ready for like a kitten or a puppy yet. I just think that would be a lot of work. But like a trained older cat maybe, because I feel so bad whenever I go to the SPCA. It's always the older cats that, you know, are at the SPCA for months and months, and you know, most people want little kittens and younger cats and puppies, but it's always like the older pets. So I'm thinking about adopting like an older pet, which would be hard for me because I would probably get really attached to them, and they would obviously be older, so I wouldn't have them for many years. But I don't know, I'm thinking about it, and I know if I brought one home, my mom would not say no. She just could not say no. So maybe sometime soon, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see about that, but I really want a kitty because I love cats. Oh, dear God. Why am I doing this to myself? So I somewhat organized my nail polish collection, as you can see, just by brand, but I don't know what color to paint my nails next because they are naked right now. Decided to go for like a darker black color. It's by Sinful Colors. It's like a glittery black, and it's in the color Secret Admirer. I got a cherry icy today, and it was really good. And that's all that is left. For dinner, we have pasta with stir-fry broccoli and ginger, and mashed potatoes, cheese, and scallions, or no, green onions, and milk.